As we get ready for the Season 3 All-Star Race, here is your starting lineup. On the pole, getting into the chase on points, is rookie James Morton. He is the driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Hooters Chevrolet. Starting second, getting into the chase on points, driver of the number 24 Captain America Chevrolet of Hendrick Motorsports Season 1 champion, Michael Amato. Starting in third, getting into the chase on points, driver of the number 6 Boston Celtics Ford Fusion at Roush Fenway Racing is Michael Parker. Starting in fourth, getting into the chase on one win at Bristol, driver of the number 71 Goodwrench Service Racing Chevrolet out of Roaring Lion Motorsports is Tony Vieira. Then it is Karen Vieira in the number 45 Mothers Against Drunk Driving Dodge out of Effingham, who got in on 2 wins from Daytona and Las Vegas. Getting in on his win from Phoenix, Logan Scott in the number 88 National Guard Camo Chevrolet out of Hendrick Motorsports. Then in the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet out of Hendrick, it is Scott Carini, who won 2 races at New Jersey and at Pocono. Besides him getting in on points, Austin Alves driving the Subway Fast and All Ford Fusion out of Roush Fenway Racing. Driving the number 89 Virginia Tech Chevrolet out of Extreme Motorsports is Nathan Rogers on his win at Darlington. And besides him is sister Kate Rogers in the number 22 Monster Energy Assault Ford out of Team Penske, who got in on points. Then it is Allison Rogers from her win at Talladega in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet out of Extreme Motorsport. And Peyton Goodwin, who got in on points, and his number 68 Hershey Kisses Ford out of Team Penske. And the number 55 Winn-Dixie Toyota is John Linares. He won at Martinsville. He is out of Michael Waltrip Racing. Beside him, in the number 11 Toyota Boston Bruins from Joe Gibbs Racing, Benjamin Tilton gets in on his win at the Glen. Getting in on 2 wins, driver the number 3 Mountain Dew Livewire Chevrolet out of Zachary Rogers Racing. Zachary Rogers gets in on wins at Puco and Kansas. Beside him, getting in on a win from Charlotte in the number 14 Boston Celtics Chevrolet, Steve Cavallo out of Stuart Haas Racing. Getting in from being the winner of the All-Star race last year, Ryan Shea out of Michael Waltrip Racing in his Napa All-Star Toyota. Starting beside him will be Michael Beeson, the Season 1 All-Star race winner in his Minnesota Vikings Chevrolet out of Roaring Lion Motorsports. Last year's champion, Nico Tringali, in his number 44 M&M's Toyota for his team, Raging Ferrets Motorsport. Driver that won the showdown, Janice Reese, getting in out of Tommy Baldwin Racing in her Golden Corral Chevrolet. Second in the showdown, losing by 4 1/1000ths of a second. Driving the number 30 UMass Dartmouth Chevrolet out of Extreme Motorsport is Stephanie Vanasse. Another rookie, Cody Russell, is driving the number 56 Napa Unites Toyota for Raging Ferrets Motorsport. He finished 3rd in the showdown, and starting in 23rd is Alan Cavanero, the 3rd of the rookies in. He drives the Camping World number 54 Toyota out of Raging Ferrets Motorsports. As we get ready for the race here today, 34 laps of action. Pit stops are on. Who will win the All-Star race? And by the way, whoever wins it gets a free full-time ride next season, along with a new custom paint scheme they will run mostly for Season 4. As we're here on the back roof of the pace car looking back at the pack. Events from the showdown. Leaving Michael Jenkins has passed away. We hope you rest in peace, Mike. Sean Harple is going to finish off the season for him, so Sean Harple has a shot. He will be still considered, if he wins, he will still race part-time. He will be considered, if he wins, he will get a full-time ride next year. Possibly going to do 36 full-time drivers next year. And we'll see what that brings us. I don't really know yet what's going on for season 4. I know the schedule is going to change a little bit. Jordan Newman's going to fill in for a race for Brenda Harala, who got hurt in that crash. And then Cody Evans will fill in for Hayden Bergeron from his crash for the next 2 weeks. So Cody Evans will be racing definitely in at Michigan and Gateway. Jordan Newman in at Michigan. Sean Harper in the lap for all 10 chase races. So there will be 3 drivers that will get in. They could finish 4th, 5th, and 6th if the 3 drivers that are filling in at Michigan finish there. Anyway, we're getting ready for the green flag. See you in a second. FX's only other race for the year, 34 laps. Quick heads up, tires going to be changing from Goodyear to Michelin. Starting at Michigan. Nice pun. Fuel tanks will be increased so the drivers can run a little longer so that we won't have what happened in the showdown. And then last but not least, they're going to have a double padded barrier up on the whole driver car. So that way, if something like Michael Jenkins doesn't happen again, he would have been at least alive. Might have ended his career, but he would have been alive still. Anyway, back to the race we're on here. Logan Scott in the lead. Zachary Rogers looking for the top spot. As these guys are going crazy already. Logan Scott to lead lap 1. Doesn't mean much of anything. Zachary Rogers on the inside. Maybe we can get another All-Star win or two. Get another win. Shea could go back-to-back. Beeson could go 2 for 3. But Zachary Rogers out front at the moment. Here's Showdown winner. Showdown second place driver. Stephanie Vanas making her way up through the field. There's Cody Russell who finished 3rd. Hopefully we don't get a wreck. I mean, at 23 cars it's possible, but hopefully it doesn't happen. Chevy and Toyota have won All-Stars. Maybe a Ford, maybe a Dodge will win the All-Star here today. Only Dodge Racing, though, is Karen Vieira. There are a few Fords, Peyton Goodwin, and a few other drivers. I think Kay Rogers is one of them. So now Stephanie Vanas will look to the front. Cody Russell now looking on the bottom. So Cody Russell side by side with the 30 is Stephanie Vanas. Nico Tringali, by the way, hasn't had much of the best season. He's been having really bad luck. It's the champion's curse, I like to call it. You win the championship, then your next year's pretty bad. Would probably be good if he could at least win a race. That way we wouldn't say he was exactly like Michael Amato, who didn't win a single race his season after his championship. And that was with an extra 12 races, too, by the way. Man, they just get so close, I think they're going to wreck. Stephanie Vanas still in the lead. Cody Russell hasn't given up yet. Nathan Rogers just to the bottom. Tony Vieira down there as well. Now Cody Russell cycled back and out. I thought I saw the caution lights on. I always hallucinate sometimes. Or just read the lights wrong. Speaking of Michael Amato, here he is on the bottom. Almost 5 wide, going to 2nd. And Michael Amato's coming in along with Michael Parker and Steve Cavallo. First pit stops of the day on lap 5. Looks like there will be a lot of pit stops here today in this 34-lap race. Alan Cavanair, who got in on the random draw, looking for a solid run possibly here today. All-Star win would get him a guaranteed spot for next season, and he would definitely at least get to choose his ride for next season. The 18 is possibly going to be open. Don't know if Daniel Carneiro is coming back to be in the 18 next year. Here come the other cars coming down. Allison Rogers, Kate Rogers, James Morton, Alan Cavanairo, Benjamin Tilton, Janice Reese, Scott Carini, Austin Alves, and Michael Beeson. It's Cavallo, Amato, and Michael Parker coming out of the pits. Stephanie Manas still leading, Tony Vieira in second. Looks like these drivers will be good. Only 11 cars stayed out, so these guys will make their stops. Not really sure how it will go. I think everybody's going to have to make at least 4 stops, which is good for an all-star race because you kind of need to prove your pit crew's good too to be an all-star team. Everybody else is going to come down now. Stephanie Vanas, Cody Russell, Tony Vieira, Peyton Goodwin, Nathan Rogers, Nico Tringali, Logan Scott, Karen Vieira, Ryan Shea, Zachary Rogers, and John Linares. Going to start a new clip here. Be back in a few seconds. We're back waiting for these drivers to come off pit road. Stephanie Manas and Cody Russell are off. Stephanie Manas trying to use the banking on the turn there. She has to slow down. Cody Russell did not have to slow down as much. But Alan Cavanairo is going to take the race lead. Maybe not for long, though. Cavallo, Amato, Parker, and Allison Rogers got a bit of a draft train going here. Steve Cavallo will take the lead for now. Nobody out of the race. And this looks like it will be the main pack for the time being. Pack of 5 between Cavallo, Amato, Michael Parker, Allison Rogers, and Alan Cavanairo. Stephanie Vanas and Cody Russell back here in 6th and 7th, battling for 6th. 8th, Janice Reese. 9th, Kate Rogers. 10th and 11th, Michael Beeson and Nico Tringali. 12th, James Morton. 13th, Benjamin Tilton. Then it's Ryan Shea, Nathan Rogers, Peyton Goodwin, Austin Alves, Scott Greeny, Tony Vieira, Logan Scott, Zachary Rogers, John Linares, and Karen Vieira in 23rd, who has lost her draft. So Karen Vieira will be the farthest back. She will most likely maybe get caught up at some point. Right now, it's looking like we'll be good, though. It looks like there's not gonna be any cautions unless somebody wrecks in pit road. A lot of packs been split up here. The speed limit here is 90 miles per hour. Pit strategy working out well for Michael Parker, Michael Amato, and Steve Cavallo, though, for pitting early when they did. Got them up to the front. So we've got 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota up here battling for the win. I know for a fact that 4 of these drivers are guaranteed in the rides they're in for next season. So Alan Cavanairo kind of trying to maybe get a win here, and he can pretty much, if he wants to, he can leave Raging Ferrets Motorsports. I don't know if that's going to be his plan. I know Nico likes his driving skills very much. He has said he would love to have the Alan Cavanairo back at least, depending what Cody Russell, he said Cody Russell and Riley Houston might not return next year. But everything's really up in the air right now. We still got 10 races left. Probably no more when we got like 4 races left and we're in the round 8 in the chase. Fastest lap's gone to Alan Cavanairo. Speaking of him, 44.387. Now looks like the groups have been selected. Amato, Cavallo, and Parker all coming down to pit road. Speed limit is 95, my mistake. Nobody else coming down pit road. Oh, Scott Greeny's coming down. Obviously to Allison Rogers and leaves her and Alan Cavanero out here drafting together. Kate Rogers and Janice Reese caught up to Cody Russell and Stephanie Benas. We'll see who pits this time. This is a lot better than a showdown. We didn't have two colossal wrecks that injured people. Allison Rogers, Alan Cavanero coming down this time. The group of four here are not pitting. Benjamin Tilton's going to come down. Logan, nope, he's not pitting. So it seems that strategies are differing up. We're not having three groups pit. A lot of strategy play turning up here. There's Cavallo, Amato, and Michael Parker has pretty much way behind them this time. There's Scott Greeny. Janice Reese, Cody Russell, side by side. Two drivers that got in on the showdown. We'll see. I think Janice Reese is coming in now. Yep, Janice Reese is coming in. Those other drivers are staying out. Michael Beeson was coming in the pit road. James Morton coming in. Logan Scott and Austin Alves. When is Karen Vieira going to come in for her stop? Looks like it's going to be now. Alan Cavanero going by Allison Rogers. Out of those drivers that pit. Here are your race leaders, and it looks like Benjamin Tilton's got some hood damage. I don't know why. This is the last 14 laps. Drivers have gone all 7 laps that they did. So Cody Russell, Stephanie Benas, and Kate Rogers coming down. Nico Tringali coming down. Nathan Rogers had to pull it late. Ryan Shea, Peyton Goodwin, Zachary Rogers, Tony Vieira, John Linares. Those were all the drivers that stayed out. Be back in a few seconds. And we're back. Cody Russell off first out of his group, along with him and Stephanie Benas. But Alan Cavanero's group, top 4 again, except Michael Parker is missing from this picture. But it's still Alan Cavanero, Steve Cavallo, Michael Amato, and Allison Rogers seem to be the 4 favorites at this point. 20 laps to go. Anything can happen. There's Cody Russell just getting off. There's Michael Parker with Janice Reese. They'll probably form a group with Cody Russell. Stephanie Benas back here. Michael Beeson. Nico Tringali. Scott Greeny, Benjamin Tilton, Logan Scott, Austin Alves, James Morton, Ryan Shea, Peyton Goodwin, Zachary Rogers, John Linares, Nathan Rogers, Kate Rogers, Tony Vieira, Karen Vieira. So spots seem to have changed hands a little bit. But Steve Cavallo out front right now. Janice Reese tied Cavanero's best lap of a 44.387. This has been a pretty good race. Cavanero trying to get a run, but he's the last one in the 4-pack line here. This might come down to pit strategy unless the 24 decides to go out. Karen Vieira still the only car with no help at all. Here's another 4-car pack. John Linares, Tony Vieira, Kate Rogers, and Nathan Rogers. Peyton Goodwin and Zachary Rogers here. There's Ryan Shea. Benjamin Tilton has some hood damage from probably pit road. James Morton, Logan Scott, Austin Alves, and Scott Greeny with them too. Nico Tringali by himself about to get caught. Stephanie Benas and Michael Beeson. Cody Russell, Janice Reese just made a pass. There goes Michael Parker. So Michael Amato is in. Scott Greeny going in. Noticing that Steve Cavallo did not pit on this scheduled lap. He's probably decided to stretch it a little bit more, which could possibly screw over Michael Amato. Nope, here comes Carvalho, Cavanero, and Allison Rogers. Cody Russell, Janice Reese gonna stay out for now. There goes Benjamin Tilton. There's Amato, and there's Parker way behind him. Scott Greeny as well. Janice Reese currently your leader. Beeson gonna take the spot for now, but I'm pretty sure these drivers are coming in the pit. Janice Reese will come down. All those other drivers still staying out. Here comes Austin Alves, James Morton, and Logan Scott. There's Alan Cavanero's way ahead of Steve Cavallo. Looks like Steve Cavallo will end up with Michael Amato. Possibly. There's Allison Rogers is way behind him now. These pit stops here are looking very interesting. So here comes the rest of the lead lap cars, I believe. Michael Beeson, Cody Russell, Stephanie Vanas, Ryan Shea, Nico Tringali, Zachary Rogers, Peyton Goodwin, Tony Vieira, John Linares, Kay Rogers, and Nathan Rogers. And we'll be back in a few seconds. We are back here with 14 to go. Cavanero with a big lead as he has taken first place, but Michael Amato and Steve Cavallo using the draft to catch up. Cody Russell and Michael Beeson, who just got off pit road. Allison Rogers is now back here with those drivers. She'll probably be the front of their three-man draft group. Maybe Janice Reese will join in too. Then Michael Parker back here. Here's Ryan Shea and Nico Tringali. Scott Greeny, Benjamin Tilton, Zachary Rogers, James Morton, Logan Scott, John Linares, Tony Vieira, Peyton Goodwin, Kay Rogers, Austin Alves, Nathan Rogers, and Karen Vieira, and Stephanie Vanas lost a lot of ground. She is no longer in last. But here it's down to 3 now. We had 5, then we had 4, now we have 3. Will we end up with 2? Or is that impossible since each of these drivers pit on a different lap? Maybe not, but you're going to need 2 Chevys against a Toyota. Alan Cavanero is going to get left out in the dust on this one. Michael Amato is going to go take the lead now with the help of Steve Cavallo. Michael Amato with 4 career wins, all in Season 1. Cavallo with 7 career wins. He leads that group with the most career victories. 3 in Season 1, 3 in Season 2, and 1 this year. Cavanero with no career wins yet. It's tough being a rookie. It wasn't for Peyton Goodwin. Peyton Goodwin won 3 straight races, won 4 on the year. So now Stephanie Vanas is the new last place car. As now Amato and Alan Cavanero are going to pit on the same lap. They will have to pit one more time, I know for sure. Michael Parker's going to pit too. So Cavanero with a change of strategy. Scott Greeny coming in. Peyton Goodwin lost a lot of ground. As did Austin Alves and Nathan Rogers. Stephanie Vanas going by the 46, 45. Karen Vieira here. As the pit strategy windows spread out farther and farther every time, my clips get shorter and shorter, it seems. As here comes Carvalho. Allison Rogers going in. Benjamin Tilton coming in. Austin Alves, Karen Vieira. There you see Alan Cavanero with a good lead over Michael Amato. And then Michael Parker back here. Janice Reese coming down. James Morton, Logan Scott. And Carvalho comes out right near Cavanero. So it looks like it will be the same three drivers yet again. And it looks like Amato will end up pairing up with Carvalho. Nelson Rogers back there. But Beeson's still in the lead for the time being. Now Cody Russell will pit based on the strategy I'm seeing. Beeson might be able to make it on one more stop, whereas some other drivers will have to pit again. Shea and Nico Tringali pitting here. Zachary Rogers pitting. Kate Rogers, Tony Vieira, and Peyton Goodwin. Steve Carvalho and Alan Cavanero getting into a battle now with Michael Amato looming. As now Beeson will pit. Most likely his last stop for the day. John Linares coming in. Austin Alves now a lap down. He is the worst driver out on the track. Here's your main pack of three. As we hit 7 laps to go for Michael Amato up front right now. I think, yep. As Beeson just came off the pits. Making sure people know Austin Alves and Karen Vieira are both a lap down. No, Karen Vieira is not a lap down yet. But Austin Alves is. But Michael Amato in the race lead. Carvalho and Alan Cavanero battling for second. And Amato has to pit for his last stop. And that's probably going to take him out of contention as Carvalho and Cavanero keep going. And it seems that pitting on a 7-lap frequency was a better idea than going 5, 6, 7. As I'm guessing some drivers were expecting a caution based on what they saw in the showdown. But now Amato is out of it. A reminder that Janice Reese is still retiring after this season. So if she wins, nobody will get a custom car or ride for next season. As now Cavanero has to pit. Carvalho still out in front. So Carvalho with the lead still right now. How much longer that will last? Coming to 4 to go. As Carvalho will now have to pit. Janice Reese pitting too with Allison Rogers and Austin Alves. Putting Cody Russell, the race leader right now. between Scott Greeny and Cody Russell. Here's Michael Beeson with Nico Tringali in second and third right now. Ryan Shea's up here as well. Some drivers just coming out of pit road. Cody Russell not pitting this time. 3 laps to go for Cody Russell. Beeson looking for the lead. Cody Russell, Nico Tringali, all those drivers pitting. And Beeson at 2 to go with 3 lap drivers behind him. 1 in front of him. And John Linares is a really long ways back right now. 17 seconds back is John Linares. If Beeson doesn't have to pit, he's got it. Coming out of turn 4. Beeson shows no sign of going to pit road. White flag in the air for Michael Beeson. As we look at the cars that were leading the race, it looks like it's Amato, Carvalho, and Cavanero are still all together. Looking at the leaderboard, 18.5 seconds back is John Linares. Beeson could go to pit road and still win this thing. Going through turns 3 and 4, though, Michael Beeson. Coming out of turn 4, Michael Beeson's going to win his second All-Star race. Michael Beeson wins the M&M's Racing All-Star here at M&M's Super Speedway. Congratulations to Michael Beeson on the win. Him and John Linares were the 2 drivers to stay out. So Beeson will most likely get a Minnesota Twins car. Second place was John Linares. Rest of the field still undecided. And the field has been decided. John Linares second, Michael Amato third, Cavanero fourth, Steve Carvalho in fifth. Those 3 are the right pitch schedule. They probably, one of them would have won. Janice Reese in 6th. This will be her last career All-Star. Cody Russell, rookie in 7th. Allison Rogers 8th. Zachary Rogers 9th. Nico Tringali 10th. Then James Morton and Ryan Shea, 11th and 12th last cars on the lead lap. Lap down cars are Logan Scott, Kate Rogers, Scott Greeny, Michael Parker, Benjamin Tilton, Peyton Goodwin, Tony Vieira, Nathan Rogers, and then Stephanie Manas, Karen Vieira, and Austin Alves. So we'll see you soon for Michigan. And like I said before, the gas will be fixed, and we'll have Sean Harple starting to run some races without having to race his way in. So we'll see you for those. Until then, enjoy this race. I hope you enjoyed this race. This has been the Mountain Dew Voltage Cup Series production race. Or race, I don't know. I'm just all messed up now. See you at Michigan.